What up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. This time, we are reacting to some drama. Crazy. I know I don't usually do drama, mostly because it's not really worth it half of the time. But this one is important because for what I know, this video that Kukkikaze did was about Yostar, and Yostar apparently did fix some of the stuff that he talks about on this video. I myself haven't watched it, because by the time it got uploaded, I was working on the collab video that you probably saw the other day, and then I ran out of internet, so I couldn't watch any videos for a long time, and I wanted to save it for the stream, so we're watching it today, seeing what Kukkikaze says, and seeing if I even agree. Most of the times, I won't probably be agreeing, because I don't have a point of reference to agree with, so I'll probably stay neutral, so we'll see.
I am very pissed with Yostar. This video is not going to be bad-mouthing them with no basis. We as players all together can see the crap that they are doing, and it's been really bad for just this year.
I just don't have enough experience with Yostar
to
give an opinion on half of the things.
Screw-ups that happened within the time span of just 5 months, and I helped them on discussing them. But with all of them coming in at the same time, we have to talk about it.
It is.
If you come from other gacha games, hi, this video is going to be some spicy tea for you. But trust me, Arknights is a very good game. Our publisher, on the other hand, is just very bad at their job. Now, for all my gacha gamers, you would know that banner dates are very important.
Also, Yostar, I'm just reacting this for fun. Please don't remove my access to Stellar Sora. I'm just reacting to this, guys. Please don't remove my closed beta access. Please.
You want to know what is the start date of a banner? What is the end date of a banner? Now, imagine that you have a collab event. So, in the case of Arknights, we had a collab event with the anime that is Dungeon Meshi, and this was a 2 weeks long banner. Now, within the game itself, there is an end date, but the end date is 1 day later than what it should be. So, the situation this ends up creating is for people who trust what they see within the game, and if there are people who's trying to hold on to their pools and they do it within the last day, maybe because they can still get some extra pools before the banner ends, you would imagine how devastated they were to find out that apparently they couldn't do the banner anymore, only because it was a wrong date that was placed in game. And when these players were to ask Yostar, why did you put the wrong date in game, Yostar's comments will just refer to the in-game announcement. That doesn't sound right. The big problem with this banner
this is surprisingly more and more common. Again, I will be reacting, so I will be pausing the video. If you want to watch the video, I'll link it after. And I'll link it down below for you YouTube viewers. A lot of companies nowadays have been resorting more and more to weaker and weaker customer support, either doing having one guy doing all the customer support or leaving AI to do it, which leads to a bunch of issues. Like if you see for example Blizzard with World of Warcraft's customer support, that's like a whole mess in itself. Like you'll be talking about a specific issue, and then for some reason, like the guy that's supposed to be doing your customer support starts bringing up a whole other issue that doesn't even have anything to pertain with the issue you're having, and just like it sounds AI generated. But they always say, no, we don't have any AI customer supports. It's all humans. Like, well, then your humans are doing AI generated stuff.
Having an incorrect
so
date is that there is a very
getting
big
worse and worse.
It will not rerun because it's a collaboration with an anime. It's not a character that you can get anytime in the future. So this is actually a fucking huge problem. So this Dungeon Meshi banner happened in the middle of March, and now we come to the recent event, which is a limited event. It featured Lapland Alter, a very hyped character. And on the first day when the event launched, there was yet another big thing that should not happen within the game. That is, the store of the game got glitched out. So there were people who were trying to buy event packs because people normally do that, right? Event launchers will hype for it. We start buying the things that we want.
Yeah, we're doing
and for some reason, certain people cannot get their purchase to go through, and then people start to try to rebuy the items, and then they get double, triple, quadruple charged for the item.
That's rough.
The item products don't even come into their game. Of course, this gets fixed after some time, where the item do end up in their account. But for the extra charges, they have to go and contact Yostar. Some people had hassle in terms of getting their money back, where certain refunds were maybe fast, while other people really had to helter-skelter to get their money back. It is especially the job of a publisher to make sure that things involving money doesn't go wrong. And yet, it had to happen on one of our most biggest important events. I'm editing this video in the day, and I just remembered something. The prices of packs in this game are not consistent. I've only just recently discovered this. If you're someone who uses an Apple device
mean by
and
this?
you're also playing on an emulator, which is likely to run by Google Play, go and check the prices of the various packs in the game. You will realize that it's never the same. Sometimes the packs are cheaper within the App Store, while other times it's cheaper within the Google Play Store.
This is the Apple Store tax, if not mistaken. The only reason I think it's that is because Fortnite has had this issue because they essentially had different prices on different like placements, and if not mistaken, this was one of them. See if you, although this one is actually the opposite because on Fortnite, Apple was taking more of their money, so it used to be more expensive. Well, Google Play used to be cheaper. Here it seems to be the opposite, unless this is like a different currency. But yeah, this is usually what's happening.
And it's still running the same currency as your own country, which I didn't quite understand why that was the case, because Google Play and App Store do have the same extra increased charge of 30%.
Do they? Okay,
so I can
never.
understand that, you know,
Hey,
it's more
can't.
expensive
Maybe I'm,
than the USD price that you see there, but why is it that the packs don't have the same price? That's actually not the big problem, because, you know, there might be
Yeah,
actual
DC Port will
rates
sell
that
us a
I do
bit.
not know about the two different stores. But within the App Store itself, there is a 26 USD pack and there is also a 30 USD pack. These two packs are obviously different prices. Why is it that when I click on both of them, I get the same exact price for each of them? So this made the 30 USD pack cheaper, which you can say, well, that's a win. But it also made the 26 USD pack more expensive. And there is a chance that there's people who don't buy the 30 USD, they're buying the 26 USD. So if they're getting upcharged, is that not considered like scamming them? I don't see how there can be a good explanation for this, just
It
because
is false value, so I don't know how
literally
they.
has a different price tag. It should not amount to the same cost. So something must be wrong there. Then, new
I mean, one thing that I will mention that I do like about Arknights is they have straight price packs when it comes. While other gacha games, that being Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, or Wuthering Waves, they have oh, you buy this with currency that you buy for a different amount of money, but then the packs that you can get are never exact amount that you get from the to buy the other thing. So either you have a little too less or you have a little too much. That's the only benefit that I do have that I'll give to Arknights when it comes to like their currency. I won't talk about this part being different prices because it might be a glitch. It might be something more specific. It might be because of the taxes. I'm not sure. I just don't have enough information on that to give an opinion. But one thing that I like about Arknights is you see the money. Well, you see the money. You know what you're paying for, and you don't have to like buy packs with that give you currency to buy stuff on their store.
problem. We've got a brand new event
Except the
that
skins,
just
but that's
released
you can
at
get
around
that
the
for
time
free.
of this video, and it's a limited time new game mode as well as a brand new banner.
I played
And
one match of this.
The event did not load up when it was supposed to start.
Hell
There is
no.
a start time to event.
Recycle, you're talking about like adding a paid currency only. I hate when gachas have a separate tab for, oh, here's your paid currency and here's your free currency. Hell nah, fuck all that. It's either the same currency or there is no gacha game that I've played so far that has two separate like currencies like that. That this like they literally have the same icon, but one of them says paid and the other one says free. That I've enjoyed.
There was nothing on the screen, and then I think Yostar figured out that it was missing, and they tried to scramble and I guess find the game files and try to inject it in, but that resulted in the server needing to be closed for 2 hours, and there is no official announcement within their social media. The only way that they announced it was through their official Discord, which is very strange in terms of management, where shouldn't you be alerting all of your player base that, hey, we need to do like an emergency maintenance because of this situation? Because a lot of players who are logging in at that time are definitely freaking out. They're thinking, is something wrong with my account? Why can't I log in at the moment? These people are just trying to log in normally to play the game, and yet they can't. Next one makes me very sad as a person who really loves this game, which is voices and translation. This game has a lot of languages. We've got
This is because of the voice actor strike, no?
English voice lines, Chinese, Korean, Japanese, German, Russian, Italian. And voices are very special towards us. We really love the fact that we can choose voice for every single character and we can read their beautiful voice lines. On the day of our anniversary this year, we were supposed to get anniversary voice lines for every single character within the game. And we're supposed to get their voices as well as the messages that comes together with these characters. And there were two different issues. One, these voice lines were not translated. They were still left in Chinese. So every single character still have their voice lines in Chinese. Secondly, if you set the voices to say the English language, we don't get the English voice lines. We just get a silent character. So it's only available if you set it in JP and CN. But the English voice line is just empty, which is honestly just very sad. You can't read the voices, you can't even hear the voices. How is that an anniversary? Missing translations, mistranslations, all happening throughout the time span of this year. We had furniture items still written in Chinese. We had in-game items that were having the wrong interpretation, so that screws up.
Oh, so okay, damn. I was like, oh, all operators gain 30 attack speed at full HP. That seems kind of busted. Just keeping them up healed, like it's basically if you have like something to negate like damage right away, it's kind of cool. But then the bottom effect is your actual HP, like your HP on the blue box, right? That's what it means. Like life point is when enemies get into the blue box. HP is like the character's actual health, right?
Our own selves when we are trying to understand how it actually works, and then the story having flashback conversations, but the flashback not even having the same lines as the conversation that you heard of before. We also have special skins within the game, which these are the 24 original Prime skins. You can buy skins within this game purely with the currency that you get in the game. You don't have to spend money as long as you get those currency well. And those skins are very special to us. So when you get those skins, you also get extra story about that character as well as voices. And again, the English voices for these characters were missing. Yostar claims that it's because of the strike. But according to some of the voice actors, which someone actually pinged one of the voice actor and asked, hey, why are you not within this voice? All she said was she's not even invited to even voice it. Which there's a bit of a contradiction if you see to it. That
I mean, the SAG after strikes only target those that are actually part of the strike. You have people that are outside of the union, not participating. Honkai Star Rail has been having this issue. For example, even the main characters got recently recasted, and their whole dialogue section will be changed to this new set of actors. Like, if the voice actor is not even part of SAG AFTRA, there's not really an excuse there.
It's like, on one hand, they can say it's because of strike that it didn't happen, but if the actress is very eager, there's definitely ways to go around it in order to allow someone who's enthusiastic to do it to get into the game. Let me clarify by saying, I don't mean work around as in get past the strike. The strike exists, yes, there are VAs that are upset with how companies are treating them, but as far as I understand, Arknights is definitely not involved in that picture. So I'm also implying that it feels like the strike is being used as a convenient excuse for them actually maybe forgetting to do important work, that is to get our voice lines in the game. I'm about to move on to the biggest problem, but there was some other stuff that I didn't quite elaborately describe. Like for instance, why our new operation promotion material always so bad in the past few months? It only recently got fixed. But this promotion material issue did not exist in Japan. It is only the EN server where we get this really awful looking template design. Maybe they fired their designer or something and then they had someone else to do it. But it's really bad for marketing reasons. And during the Pototori event, which is the new limited event of Lapland Outer, we also had very little views on the trailer of the event. Let me also just explain. We have very little views not because people aren't watching it. That trailer got re-uploaded one day later. So the old trailer got deleted and it had to be re-uploaded because Yostar Ian forgot to change the medals of the event. The medals of this event got into a copyright issue where the guy who drew it was referencing a renowned artist, so it's straight up plagiarism, and CN had to change it. But Ian took the old CN trailer and used it, and that's why they got into trouble for representing it again. And they had to change the medals and re-upload the video.
That is
so with little views, what does that mean? Bad advertising again. You're supposed to be the company to promote to people to say, hey, come into Arknights and play the game, and yet they did that. One last thing. This new limited event was supposed to come with a big quality of life change, which is banner pool history. Don't ask me why we added it so late and into year 5 of AK, but we're supposed to get it. It would have helped us to be counting pity, know what we've pooped for, but it doesn't exist within our game right now. Why? I don't know. Freaking add it. Now the huge problem that I have, which is account by
that seems like such an easy thing to do because they have to keep like an inner record of it anyways, right? So it should be an easy thing to add.
Recently, I've made a video teaching people how to recover their accounts. In the first place, why am I making a video like that? Why are people losing their accounts?
This is talking about the Yostar migration, right? I mean, one thing that I have like two things to say about this. First, yeah, people shouldn't be losing their accounts. There should always be like an easy way to like migrate even after the supposed like timeline, right? I have the opinion that it should be like, okay, you haven't logged in, you haven't logged in since the migration. Here's the pop-up, go migrate, otherwise you can't log in. That would be cool. They should have done that. But at the same time, people are just kind of being dumb. Like they have this warning about migration has been happening for quite a while. Maybe they should have made it more obvious, right? Maybe it should have been one of those things like, oh, yell at the players every single day about the migration because it's very important for you. But even then, you should still be allowing players to migrate even post that date, just because why not? Like, why are you limiting it? Like, I'm sure there's like some server thing, but bro, come on, you're like a billion-dollar company. You can do like a permanent setting to see if the player has migrated or not. If they haven't, migrate them. If not, they won't be able to log in.
For the past 5 years in the game, people can play the game by logging into Apple, Facebook, Yostar, so you can bind your account to a proper Yostar database, and Twitter, which Twitter got taken down. We understand why Twitter's a little bit of a feud, but basically we were left with 3 options, Facebook, Apple, and that. So the thing is, in the back end of last year, there is a new instruction in-game and on social media telling people to bind their account to this brand new Yostar site. Even if you're bound to Yostar before, you still need to perform the action again, do a new rebind into this new space. We weren't really told exactly why it had to happen, maybe
me as a player, I want Arknights to publish Arknights games on their own. Yostar really messes up everything. I don't have enough experience with Yostar, so I can't really talk too much about it, right? I have been playing only since February. But yeah, it would make sense that you would want the original developers to be publishing, right? Like, it would be one of those things. And maybe it's me coping, but probably it'll never happen. Us eventually catching up to China would be cool. Mostly because in the fact that we are like 6 months behind, right? That's around the time that we're behind. A lot of the hype for characters tends to get a bit nuked. For example, there is no EN like global events. For the example, the anniversary, you have the Chinese one, right? But everyone's watching the Chinese event, right? No, like no one's gonna be like, oh, 6 months after, boom. Let's watch this announcement again. I wonder what character is coming. That kind of thing. Arknights CN server has whack pacing to fit all of those events. Oh, the CN server has whack pacing. I just feel like, being 6 months behind is not very fun. That's just my only opinion. But if not mistaken, Enfield is being published by the Hypergriff, right? So we'll see. We'll see if anything gets better.
They can't really tell.
Also, give me a second. I'm sorry for pausing again. Arknights global delay can be nice for saving pulls, but does make things hard for players avoiding spoilers. It's like, sure, you can say like having like a lot of more time to specifically know what character is coming is cool to save. Sure, but a lot of the things about gacha games is like, shit, what character is coming next? Oh, are they gonna be cool? Or is this gonna happen? Or everyone is getting it is playing at the same time, knowing exactly the same things. There is no like knowing all like things before even getting to you kind of thing. Like, I got spoiled by chapter 15 like 2 days after it got announced on China. Like, bro, I haven't even done episode like chapter 6. What do you mean? And even if I were there, I couldn't even play chapter 15 because it's like so far ahead still.
So it could be things like, oh, they are migrating their databases into a new state of US or a new country for all we know. And maybe that's why they need to do it. Something like that has happened before in Microsoft, for instance. Another claimed reason by some people on the internet is saying that they're doing this new account center in order to merge their Yostar games together. So things like Azure Lane and Arknights. So they want
Use
a
the
space
same one
for
account.
people to have all their accounts centralized. But there is also a lot of Arknights players who don't freaking play Azure Lane. So why do we need to perform this action? Is it that important for them?
What other games does Yostar do? I know Stellar is coming out. Is it Uma Musume that Yostar does? Because if not mistaken, Blue Archive is Nexon. Arknights is Yostar. Uma Musume might be Yostar. Azure Lane is Yostar. What else is Yostar? I'm trying to think. Ader Gazer? No, Ader Gazer I don't think is Yostar. Mahjong? Okay, bro. There's no shot people play Mahjong that much, no. Feel free to tell me in the comments which other Yostar games there are. Like, if they were to make their own launcher for the games, that would be a reason. For example, if the PC client for global was based off of like a Yostar's client, so basically you have all Yostar games centralized. You would have Azure Lane, you would have Uma Musume, Mahjong, and then Arknights there. Maybe I could see why they would do this migration, but we'll see.
Whatever it is though, let's just assume that it is a requirement that yes, they need to force every single player to move into this new space. One of the big key
is separated from Yostar? I see.
is to not lose your freaking customers, meaning don't have your customers drop out of your business because they are important to you. More players within the space means you generate more money, maybe these people are spending more money in the game. That
Evan Burns Red is Yostar?
that if you need all the players to perform this bind, you should take every action possible to ensure that every single person that plays this game are aware they need to perform this action so as to not run the risk that they lose their account. Let me explain what are some of the fatal mistakes. Number one, they did have a pop-up window whenever you log into the game telling you to bind your account, which is good. But why do you give people the option to close that tab of binding the account? The problem with giving people the option to close is that it is assumed that you can ignore this particular window because you don't want to do it, right? You already bounded your account to Apple and Facebook. Why is it a must to bind it to Yostar? And some people might not take the time to read because again, you gave the option to close, so it doesn't seem important. I also want to reiterate that the wording on this binding pop-up doesn't indicate that you must bind. Instead, it just says the reason of doing this is to play other Yostar titles, which I am also saying once again, not all of us play every single Yostar game.
And also, a thing that companies need to do is you have to put measures for the dumbest person alive. Because if you if you aim for like the average smartness, you're gonna be very disappointed with humanity. You think about the dumbest person and then you multiply it by 10, and then you have the best systems ever to safeguard against this kind of stuff. Always aim like these type of stuff for the lowest IQ possible.
Of course, we can put the blame onto the users for ignoring a window when it keeps annoyingly popping up every single day, but that is assuming that they are a regular player. There's a lot of people who are very casual in the game, they don't log in as often, maybe they only tune in when there are important events, so they don't really see the importance of a window popping up when there's an X button, or like you can just close it. So that is the first error, which is for people who actively play the game. Again, if binding is a requirement,
that's what they're doing. They were filtering the casuals.
You should not allow the option to close the tab at all. The pop-up is great, but it's not enough if you don't force it onto the player. Secondly, there are people who haven't been playing the game. They haven't been playing the game for 1 year, 2 years, and this whole new setup thing only appeared again within the back end of last year. So, as I see a lot of the comments within my recovery video, there's a lot of people who's saying, hey, I'm returning to the game, I'm very hyped for the event. I can't get my account back because I don't even know what's going on. These people are not logging into the game, so they miss the in-game announcement, and it's not like they are obliged to follow their social media in order to see that this is going on.
Yeah, it's like, imagine like you started playing Genshin until Inazuma, you dropped Inazuma because Inazuma is boring as shit, and then you try to come back for like Natlan or, for example, Not Cry coming up, and then you lost your account. That's basically what happened.
The next question I kind of have is for people who have already bound to Yostar, meaning they have an email address. Why didn't Yostar choose to send a notification to these people into their email to let them know, hey, your Arknights account needs to be preserved, please bind your account right now? There is no proper reminder in order to help these people to retain their account. And finally, there is a big confusion for people who have bound their account to Yostar before, because This
Yeah, that's
is
what I
a
made.
migration of an account center, but it's still under the same name of Yostar. So people would have done it earlier and they didn't know they have to redo it again. So
Yeah.
when the whole migration started to happen, people who have already mounted Yostar logs into the game and then sees a level 1 account, meaning they just set up a new account and they're sitting there very confused. When they need to do the whole binding process, they realize that they created a brand new Yostar account with this email, but then the same email was used in their previous account. What the frick is going on? How do you actually bind this in a proper manner?
Yeah, that's something that I was also confused because when I first started playing the game, I made immediately I logged in with a Yostar account. And then he asked me to bind. I was like, "What? What do you mean bind an account? I already did. That's my Yostar account." And then I had to do it again. And I was like, "Okay, sure." Like weird, but okay.
There is a freaking huge painful process to this entire thing. And it's already great that people can still recover their account. There is ways to recover your account. You can watch the recovery video if you haven't done so. But if our accounts are still sitting there, allowing for us to use and play, for what truthful, important reason must we perform this migration? Because it's not deleting the old accounts. Every single old account are still available. If you want to recover, you can do so, meaning whatever database they're using before still remains. Then now what? They're running two database, old database in order to save anybody who still has old accounts, new database for what now? I want to have good faith to say that the migration actually has a good reason behind it. But even if it does have a good reason, the procedure in order to carry it out was just so bad that you already ran the risk that a good thousand, I don't know how many thousands of players are trying to log into the game and they can't find their account. You know what's even worse about that? The fucking customer service. I've had a lot of people who surfaced within my video that they contacted Yostar customer support about their lost account, and Yostar ran certain steps, and then afterwards, you know, they still ran into problems. They couldn't get their account to get set up. And Yostar just gives up and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, we can't help you." And then these people then come into my video, try to loyally follow my steps, and actually finally recover their account. Yostar are giving up on the people who lost their accounts. Can you believe that? It is their literal job to literally do whatever that it takes in order to retain their customer. And one, of course, you screwed up the process of not forcefully making everybody bind or reminding people to do it well enough. And then now when you have a whole pool of people that are struggling, you're just saying, "Oh, you know what? It's fine." Bro, you're losing customers.
Yeah,
I've
that
other
was a
things that I
fucking
could be
pain in the
talking
ass.
about, like their treatment
Migrating
towards
it to
content creators
Microsoft
or
was
their
awful.
lackluster advertising. But I'm just going to stop right over here. If you yourself are Yostar watching this, let me just send you a very clear-cut message. I'm not here to just put you in a bad light. The reason I'm making this video is I love Arknights. I love it
He
so
does.
much that I hate to see that the reason why we're feeling shit is because of bad management. You are the publisher, and while you are still the publisher, it is your job. The problems that were all stated are not things that we can just slip by as players. These are things that are important to us. We want our game to feel good. We want our voices. We want the correct translations. We don't want fuck-ups where our accounts are being lost, our money is being hassled with. All that I ask of Yostar is just to do the
I
bare
love the
minimum.
lighting changes.
Give us a smooth game. I can take that you don't advertise our game well. I can take that you don't give us special on-site or off-site events. Just give us a functional game. That's all that I need. That is going to be a message for this video. I think a lot of you might have things that you want to say down in the comments, so go writing. I'm pretty certain if Yostar's watching this, they'll be reading the comments as well. Let's see how this plays out. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.
Yeah. So I saw a bit of a mixed reaction to this video, at least on Reddit. A lot of people on Reddit were like, "Oh, why is this guy crying about a 2-hour maintenance?" That's something I actually saw. People like yelling, but it clearly isn't just about the maintenance. Like the maintenance thing was like, where is it? Where is the the maintenance was like the maintenance is such a small thing about this video that it doesn't even get its own thing. Like, do you know how funny that is that people were talking about and complaining that this that supposedly Cookie was yelling about a 2-hour maintenance when it doesn't have anything to do with that? And if not mistaken, Yostar did reply to the video. Well, reply to the video. They did post something about the video saying that they would fix this. Does anyone have a link to that? I saw it on Twitter, but I can't browse Twitter on stream. Let me see. Can I find that? Yostar Arknights. Because I do remember them talking about that, but I don't remember where. Nuclear drama farming video? Not exactly. We're not farming it. Mostly, we're just talking about it because it's important. Did they not post something? I'm pretty sure they did. Oh, there we go. Found it. This was Yostar's response to the video, essentially. Dear doctors, thank you for the continued support and passion for Arknights. We sincerely apologize for the recent issues that have caused inconvenience and disrupted your experience. We would like to take this opportunity to explain the situation and outline our follow-up actions. Regarding recent maintenance issues, we sincerely apologize for the issues that affected your experience. Sorry for background noise, by the way. That affected your experience during recent maintenance. Once the issues were identified, we immediately analyzed and addressed them. We have now upgraded our servers and we will continue to focus on server monitoring and maintenance to improve your experience. Our operations and customer support teams will be more proactive in responding to related complaints, providing timely and effective assistance. Additionally, we'll set up monthly feedback threads on our social media where you can leave your comments and report any issues you have encountered. Bad design on Twitter announcements? It's marketing. And Yostar has had a long time of complaints about their marketing being weak. Twitter announcements might not be like, if you like round it down only to, oh, the Twitter marketings are being bad, is that really an issue? It's not really just about the Twitter announcements, more about the fact that their marketing has been ass. Even like their YouTube ads are ass. Like I hear this one same guy, I'm pretty sure he's AI voice, talking about play Arknights today, and they show like the summer event from Shelter. So yeah, I still feel like Virtuoso skin without voice lines is a giga scam though. That shit is worth a lot of OP. It's 24, right? Missing English voice lines for certain skins due to unforeseen external circumstances. The English voiceover for 2 skins, Test Collection Diversity Onus for Virtuosa, and Test Collection All Mine as 1 for Executor the X Foder. That's literally a slur, not a slur, but a swear in Portuguese, is currently unavailable. We will prioritize adding the missing English voices as soon as the recording work resumes. Please stay tuned for further announcements regarding the release of the timeline. We don't know why though. They affirmed voice lines will be added while it was still in the shop, so it's kind of fixed. Depends on how long it will take. Because if the voice actor says it's not really because of SAG-AFTRA strikes, then I don't know. Unavailable English blessing voice lines for some operators. As the English voice worker for some of early operators is still ongoing, certain blessing voice lines have not been yet localized or recorded. These missing operator blessing voice lines are scheduled for release in future versions. Please refer to our social media for detailed updates on their rollout. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience caused. Compensation has been sent to you via in-game mail. Moving forward, we remain committed to providing all doctors with a better gaming experience. Thank you for understanding and continued support of Arknights. Well, this is nice that they answered, but this doesn't really answer much. Let's be honest. This is just them saying, oh, yeah, we fucked up. We'll do better. But they don't exactly explain how they will do better. I mean, I guess on the maintenance, they say they will do monthly feedback threads on their social media, but that doesn't really help much. Right? That doesn't really explain as why this maintenance was even necessary. They just said, oh, we had issues. But they don't even say what kind of issues it was. Like, were you getting DDoS? Were you having a bug? Did you mess something up of the code? Right? The compensation wasn't even 5 polls? Yeah, it's... One thing that I do have a question about is, does CN compensations or CN gifts differ from EN gifts for like the same thing? Like, for example, this event happened and everyone got the same rewards, or do rewards change from like publisher to publisher? Yostar is pretty stingy with compensations in general. I see. You get resources from CN live streams, I'm pretty sure. But is there like, for example, a CN exclusive like redeem code that gives you like extra resources, while EN doesn't have access to those? Is that something that happened? Because I know Wuthering Waves is having that issue at the moment where the Chinese server is getting a collab with a coffee shop, and even if you have the code from the coffee shop, you can't use it on EN servers. JP gets 10 pulls every time they top charts. Damn, really? That's kind of cool. Maybe I should play on the JP servers. I don't know about codes, but I've heard they may be region limited. That's cringe. I hate, like, this is one of the issues that I have with gacha games in general. A lot of the times, like, they have a lot of differences when it comes to, like, these rewards and compensations, right? Especially, like, from the country of origin versus other servers. And it just always feels weird, man. And it causes also, one thing that it causes is a weird divide on the community itself, because it could either breed elitism on the country's natural server, or it can like cause like toxicity towards that server from other global servers. So it's always a bit weird. If this was limited, I would just give free currency for messing up by mistake. Yeah. So it's just one of those things. Like, it's always awkward, and the fact that it's even a thing, like the fact that it's even a thing that we mention, right, makes it always already kind of cringe, because the fact that there's a thing that happens, even if it's like minor. Oh, let's just say China gets like 200 more or random or something like that. It still counts, right? It still counts. It's still like showing favoritism, which never feels right. But yeah, YouTube, thank you so much for watching this video. Go leave a like on the original Kukkikaze video, and send him a few comments that I sent you. He explained it pretty well. And I am glad, but also a bit taking a bit of grain of salt when it comes to the Yostar announcement. We'll see. Only time will be able to tell if their actions are better. This one announcement does not fix everything, so we'll see. But thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or good night, whatever that might be. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye-bye!